long time no talk, motherfuckers. What's good? All right, welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It's your host, the smoothest fingers in the gaming industry. Woo! Bringing you guys back another video. Hopefully you guys have had a wonderful week, a wonderful time, and a wonderful gaming session. As you can see, my Cyberpunk beard's coming in real nice, you know what I mean? I promise you guys, I wasn't gonna shave it until Cyberpunk came out. I'm getting real tired of it already. I'm in that stage where, you know, your beard's not really growing in. It's kind of patchy still, but you just want one so bad. Some of you haven't hit puberty yet, so you don't understand that. Speaking of baby faces, you know who doesn't have a baby face? Arthur Morgan. Yes, a Red Dead Redemption 2 video. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I made one of these videos. It's been a long time since I talked about Red Dead Redemption 2, but I figured since Cyberpunk's coming out and my favorite game of all time probably is going to be Cyberpunk, I'm not out here trying to put any, I want to say, implications or trying to say that Cyberpunk's going to be a masterpiece by any means necessary or by any means at all. I'm just saying that I really do enjoy the environment that Cyberpunk's going to put out, and I wanted to go back in time and travel back in time. Get it? Because Red Dead Redemption 2's in this, okay. So I figured we'll go back and talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, my favorite video game of all time as far as a narrative experience goes, around the same level as a Cyberpunk. Red Dead Redemption 2 is by far my favorite game of all time. Now, speaking about Red Dead Redemption 2, before we get into this video is sponsored by, you thought, life of a no-view YouTuber. So this video is one of the videos where I wanted to talk about something that was hidden within Red Dead Redemption 2 because I've been going through and playing it again, not just because I'm not aware of it or that it's really that hidden. It's just the fact that most people won't really understand it if they're not familiar with Red Dead Redemption 2. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the greatest games of all time, if not the greatest game of all time. Is it flawed? Yes, every game's gonna be flawed. Every game has its issues. But the reason that I love Red Dead Redemption 2 is not just because of the game's aspect of telling a narrative or the game's aspect to make you loot every little detail, which I don't know why people are complaining about that. Some people are just not their cup of tea. But for me, I really loved how you have to pick up everything in Red Dead Redemption 2, or the fact that you can talk to everybody within the world of Red Dead Redemption 2. It really feels alive. It feels like it's moving around you, and it feels like the game really understands that you're there and that you can make an impact on the world. Even though those are great aspects about Red Dead Redemption 2, my favorite aspect is the aspect of Red Dead Redemption. That didn't make any fucking sense. My favorite aspect is the redemption story of Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Redemption 1. I think the redeeming story and the redeeming qualities of two men, John Marston and Arthur Morgan, have made these games so incredibly lovable, but also told a story that you can relate to and possibly understand and learn from as well. As a wise man once said, it's not what you read, it's how you read it. A lot of people really skip over this quality when they play games. They also skip over this quality when it comes to just playing anything that tells a story or watching anything or reading anything that tells a story. They really don't understand how to correlate and learn from it and apply it to their life, which is what we do on the channel here. Is we try to bring video games into the light of Christ, but not only just into the light of Christ, the fact that we can apply Christ's principles to our life as well and try to improve every day. Are we going to be perfect? No, but we can damn sure keep trying. So today we're going to take a look at Red Dead Redemption 2. We're going to look at some of the narratives, some of the storylines, and some of the little things that you may have missed before we get to Cyberpunk and before I get to Cyberpunk, just as well as when we do The Witcher 3, we'll look at it from this narrative and this story based as well. I want to talk about the hidden message within Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, again, this isn't that hidden. It's not something that you won't get. It's just the fact that not a lot of people search these out, and I want to make sure that you understand them if you're new to the channel, and if you haven't played the game yet, or you're just looking to get into a game to pass the time until Cyberpunk, or even if you've already played the game, it'll make you go back and play a fantastic game again. So Red Dead Redemption 2, what's the hidden message? Well, the hidden message is redemption, and it's not the fact, again, that it's so hidden. It's the fact that it's hidden in plain sight. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 tells a story of a man who, at the beginning of the game, is very lost in his own moral ways. He doesn't really have a moral compass, very strayed to a way that he doesn't know. If you go and you sit at the campfire and you talk to Dutch with Arthur Morgan, which a lot of these campfire talks that I'm going to be relating to you guys, I couldn't get them adequately put out, or I couldn't get the video of them, even though I was recording sitting around the campfire, which is what you're seeing in this video right now. I wasn't able to make sure that I got these clips because it's so rare to catch these clips. Now, if you do some searching on YouTube, which I happen to do, you'll find some of the other stuff that are mentioned, and you can find them if you play through the game. But the game is so massive, and the stories are so much, and there's so much little messages and hidden things and hidden narrative that you have to find, that me stumbling across these things are so hard to do unless I restarted the whole playthrough, which I am not sitting through that winter mission for one video. It's not happening, bro. I'm not fucking doing that again. I love the game, man, but I just want to skip that mission. It's good the first time, but man, every other time it's just like, fuck. But Arthur really seems lost, and he doesn't seem like he has a way or a faith in anybody or any person that he meets. Even with Dutch, he consistently says, I'm not a believer, and I'm not a believer. I don't have either one. I'm in the middle. I just do what I gotta do to survive and live, and that's all I do. Which, depending on how you play with Arthur Morgan, you see this characteristic in this evolve over time. Me, on my first playthrough, I played as a shitty human being, because personally, I don't understand how you can kill, rob, and murder people during these missions and still be a good guy. I just personally don't see it. But if you did want to try to be a good guy, keyword try, because you're never going to be a good guy in this game, you get to develop Arthur Morgan as a character, and you develop him through his journal, and you read his journal, and you begin to see some redeeming qualities that Arthur Morgan has within this game. And another thing that I wanted to talk about, that I wanted to go off into the distance, was not just with Arthur Morgan or John Marston. I wanted to talk about Reverend Swanson. Reverend Swanson is by far the redeeming character of this game. But in every Rockstar game, there's this redeeming character, not only redeeming character, but this redeeming quality within the character that makes the character so redeemable. When you begin to study and really understand Reverend Swanson, and you understand exactly his past and how he was, you know, addicted to methamphetamines or something around there, where he was on some drugs, he's a drunkard, and he has these issues, but you also understand that God is consistently trying to save him. If you go into Horseshoe Overlook and you really study and look at Horseshoe Overlook and pay attention to it, and as well as pay attention to Reverend Swanson, you'll begin to see where these qualities really blossom, which is why I love Horseshoe Overlook more than any of the other campsites. Horseshoe Overlook has this quality and this innocence to it, where you don't really know the characters yet, and they really don't know themselves, but as you've already played the game, and if you're going through the game, you begin to see, oh, this isn't what I thought it was. Some characters make some growth, some take steps backwards, but man, are the story arcs really good. As you're in Horseshoe Overlook, if you sit on the campsite and you sit by the fireplace, eventually Reverend Swanson will come over to you, and he will give you a speech about how he's torn between both sides, how he's not sure what he can do. He doesn't understand anything, but the one thing that he does understand in this whole scheme of life is that God will not let you fail, and God will continue to seek you out when you seek him. No matter how much sin you're in, no matter how much you've done, no matter how much times you fuck up, God's gonna be there for you. And that's one of the things that I really touched my heart the first time I played it. I forgot to say that in my patient review way back in the day, and another couple of other videos that I did about Red Dead Redemption 2, but it really brought something to my heart, and it really just told the story. Not just because, yeah, the game is out there and it's a good game, it tells a good story, and not only just because it's a really fun game. What really sets home with me and what really connects with me deeper on this is the fact that gaming developers understand different narratives. You have terrible humans, terrible people like Dutch, who are using faith as a manipulative, corruptible, just destructive thing, which he continues to play mind games with. Then you have a character like Micah, who is just pure evil. Just no matter what you do, he's just an evil ass character. And then you have Arthur Morgan, which is kind of stuck in the middle. And then we all know John's story. If you don't know John's story, I mean, why are you even on this video? I'm kidding. Somewhat. After all this time playing this game, and after playing it so much and going through it probably for the final time out of a long list of times, I think this is my 12th playthrough, and I think I've clocked in over 340 hours on this game. Don't have the stats, don't quote me on that. I only have my Steam stats, but even on Steam and PC, I didn't play it much because it's a fucking buggy mess. Overall, to wrap this up, I just wanted to say that I thoroughly enjoyed my experience with Red Dead Redemption 2 over the 7 years that I waited on the game. Well, 8 years that I waited on the game to be released, and another game that I have been waiting 8 years to release in Cyberpunk. I wanted to go back and play the game that really brought me to understand and love video games as much as I've loved them to this date, and especially a narrative game. Even though they're two different games, one is a sandbox and one is an RPG, they both excel in telling good stories and good narratives. But the most important thing that I wanted to bring to the channel was the fact that good development and good gameplay and good games tell different stories and different narratives, and they offer you the free will and the choice to make a decision on what kind of character you want to be, what kind of story you want to tell, what kind of experience you want to have, and the free will to choose what you want to do, just like God has given us the free will to accept Yeshua, Jesus Christ, or to turn away from him. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you guys think? Do you guys disagree with me? Do you guys agree with me? Have you guys played the game yet? Are you guys ever going to play the game? And if you guys have played the game and understand what I said in this video, let me know again if you think this was a good topic, if you enjoyed the topic, and should I do more of these. As always, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy ZAZ. Bless up. As always, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one.